Hello everyone, Matthew from Discrete Resolve Coalition here. After making the video on the history of the 1911 and its subsequent future iterations of it, I wanted to get myself an original M45 replica, as in Canada that's all I can get. This particular replica is made by Tokyo Marui out of Tokyo, Japan. They produce very high quality gas blowback pistols in the airsoft variety. So I thought I would go ahead and unbox it with you guys, and hopefully, even though it's a replica, it'll be interesting enough for you guys to stick along. So let's do this. So every replica comes with a manual, obviously. This one is, I really like it with the USMC logo here. It's made to look like an official military manual you would get when you were issued the pistol in the Marine Corps, which is always, for the autistic LARPer, very, very interesting. So this is it. So it says, obviously, pistol caliber 45 MEUSOC. It has all the sections of the manual here. The sights, I think, are actually licensed, even on the replica, by Novak. And you can see there's plenty of stuff in here. I do not understand Japanese though, so very, very interesting nonetheless. So it shows how to load, how to cock it, how to use the safety, how to disassemble it, which we won't be doing today because it's actually, with old 1911s, it's actually a little complicated even for me. And all the parts and stuff that come apart in case you lose any. You can contact the manufacturer, whether that's Tokyo Marui or basically any other airsoft manufacturer, if you lose a part, and you can send them what number it is and they'll send it to you. So now on to the pistol. So obviously it's not one-to-one. There are certain things that are different on it, but it is very close to the real thing. So on the slide, it says professional caliber 45. It has, I don't remember who makes the grips, but I really like these grips. And they're very close to the real thing as well. It says right there, let me pull it up close, Pro Grip, and it says Tokyo Marui, Japan. Very, very nice. It comes with ambidextrous safeties. Of course, you have to cock a 1911 to use the safeties. So those are ambidextrous on both sides. The trigger, I think, is my favorite kind of 1911 trigger, with the holes in here and the textured front of the trigger. It's very nice, and of course, since it's a 1911, has a very nice trigger pull. Obviously, on a replica, trigger pulls are very light. It's not going to be like the real thing at all, where you actually have to kind of put even a tiny bit of effort into it. It's just, it's a toy at the end of the day, so it's not going to be like realistic at all with the trigger pull or with the spring tension. This is actually, even in comparison to other pistols I have, it has a very, very light spring. So with the hammer down, it's a little bit more difficult, but in comparison to even the M45A1 from SRC that we will be going over shortly, it's very light. On the other side, it says Tokyo Marui Custom, made in Japan, with a serial number, I assume, there. On this right here, it has another serial number and then 45 ACP, and then caliber 45 down here. It has same emblem and everything on both sides of the grip. It says the same thing on both sides, Pro Grip Tokyo Marui. I really like the hammer. It's skeletonized just like on the M45A1. I feel like this one, it has an even bigger skeletonized hole in comparison to the M45A1, which we will go over later. The next thing we will go over is the magazine. Now, in comparison to the M45A1 magazine, you might be wondering why they're so different. And that's because one is powered by a CO2 cartridge, and the other is powered by green gas or propane that you can put in here. And that functions the pistol so that with every shot of the pistol, so it would go bang, back, and forward, bang, back, and forward. And to be able to do that and fire the BB, it uses that gas to simulate recoil and realism. So that's pretty much it for the M45A1. I guess we can go over a little bit of history for this. So in 1911, or in 1913 for the Marine Corps, the 1911, or the M1911, the original one, was adopted. By 1924 to 1926, they upgraded to the M1911A1. That added some different features, better ergonomics for the average shooter, better sights, and so on. By 1985, though, the Beretta M9 was chosen to replace the average pistol. So the M1911 was pushed out, the M9 Beretta came in. However, special forces units in the Marine Corps, like the Marine Reconnaissance units and MARSOC, were very interested in maintaining usage of the 1911. So what they did is that they had armorers from Quantico, Virginia, put together the original M45 pistol. Now, in comparison to the M1911A1, this was amazing for the average Marine to have. It was, by all accounts, an amazing pistol, reliable as all M1911s are, and stuck by the average Marine Corps reconnaissance or MARSOC unit operator from 1985 to 2012. By 2012, the Marines wanted to upgrade the 1911 even more, so they ended up going with Colt to create the M45A1. Now, this isn't nearly as accurate to the real one as the M45 replica is to it, but it'll do for today. So with the M45A1, they would retain the skeletonized hammer and the ambidextrous safety. They would end up changing the trigger. I don't like this trigger as much as the original M45, but it is still as crisp as any original or updated 1911 or 2011 is. With the M45A1, it came with a Picatinny reel at the bottom to allow, obviously, for the placement of flashlights and laser aiming devices. This is what you would usually see, either the original X300 or the X300U by Surefire, and has batteries in it, which is always nice. So this pistol obviously also was the first to adapt a tan Cerakote, and just like the real deal, this replica has been wearing off quite a lot faster than other ones. I like it a lot. I've used this pistol quite a bit, mostly just in the backyard shooting for fun. SRC is a good mid-range price brand for replica gas blowback pistols. So that's about going to do it for today, guys. I hope it was somewhat entertaining and interesting to watch. Obviously, the Discreet Resolve Coalition is very, very supportive of airsoft as a hobby. Might be childish or silly to some other people, but for a lot of people it's very fun and a good way to get exercise, obviously. But yeah, that's about it for today. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.